no Instagram, YouTube, or TikTok for the next week. Are you kidding me? The moment I start filming, it gets so noisy out here. As I was saying, no Instagram, YouTube, or TikTok for the next week because you and I will be testing out how a week without social media will affect our creativity. Scrolling on social media has become a normal, everyday part of our lives, and it really does consume your time. You reach for your phone for inspiration, to relax, or just to fill up a awkward moment. But when you're constantly exposed to this, you start to get influenced by them without trying. When you look up to other creators that you watch, you actually end up subconsciously copying them, and maybe it's through aesthetic, humor, choice of interest, etc., etc. And it can be a good thing, but as well as a bad thing. Have you ever asked yourself, who would you be without this? And this exactly is what we are going to strive to do in this challenge. It's a sunbeam!
Look at how many shells we found in like 5 minutes. Baby! That's all my coral! It's like this.
Wow, it's like it's meant to be.
Yeah.
I keep this one. This one goes all the way through. Look. This is my necklace. Look at that. This one has a hole. We're constantly being shown other people's ideas to the point where we don't really bother to come up with our own. When you look at other artists and you see the style, the colors, and you see an artwork you really like, you can't help but try to incorporate that into your art. And it's not a bad thing, it really isn't. But everything in large quantities isn't ideal. You're kind of building unconfident habits because you constantly need to go onto a platform, a social media platform, and check if your art ideas are valid. You'd only do a certain thing in your art if you saw that somebody else that you aspire to has already done it, which serves as a justification of if your idea is good enough or not. But truthfully, your mind is made to solve problems, right? So why don't we just give ourselves a chance to come up with our own solutions? Good morning, guys. Day 2 is underway. When you stop having a constant distraction at your fingertips and you let yourself just leave those empty spaces as empty spaces, it feels strange at first, honestly. You just let your mind recede into itself and have this sort of blank moment of just staring into space and not doing anything, just existing. It's actually calming. It's actually kind of calming. You feel more present in your thoughts and you feel just present even though you're doing nothing. I'm just being, you know? Instead of picking up your phone and scrolling and not existing that way, you're just letting your mind go blank and just experiencing and just absorbing, really. So my original plan for this drawing was to cover it in gold cracks to create like this kintsugi effect. But of course, I forgot my gold paint at home. So I guess we're gonna try looking into an art store here and see if they have anything that could help me. Right now I'm editing my video and I'm looking for music, and I'm looking through this free website, and there's a certain amount of music samples that they give, and I'm looking through each and every one again, and I'm starting to realize, you know, certain songs that I didn't like before, I'm starting to really consider, and vice versa, you know, the ones that I used to really love before, I'm like, those aren't as good anymore, you know? I feel like whatever I'm choosing now, it's what I truly want. And this is something I didn't really know it would happen. I didn't expect this, that you find that the choices you make now you're much more certain about them because you know that they're truly yours. You're not affected by what other people like. You're starting to realize that this question of, did you like all those things before because you truly liked them? Did you think all those things before because you truly thought them? Or did you think and feel all of that just because somebody else felt it before you? Here are the spoils from today. We've got a metallic pen thingy-mabobs, and that solves our problem for the face. This notebook with like individual papers, and this will be for drawing portraits of real people in the streets. This was my first experience in an art store, and it was so expensive. Hello, day 3. It's morning of day 4, and I went on YouTube and started watching other creators again, and I was like at it for like 30 minutes to an hour. I'm like, I need to put my phone down. I need to put my phone down. 3 days I couldn't last. 4 days I couldn't last a week. I drew this portrait with gold cracks to represent kintsugi, a Japanese technique of mending pottery by filling in the cracks with gold. This technique highlights imperfections, embracing the beauty of flaws. Our mistakes and imperfections are a part of us. Just as you can't have light without dark, you need both sides of you to complete who you are. Your cracks weave a story in a unique piece of art. When changing a habit in your life, there are bound to be ups and downs. The key is to not let go completely in your down moments. Feeling discouraged is natural when you fail, and instead of being negative, let this emotional feeling show to yourself just how much this means to you. But when you get up, how can you trust yourself not to fall down again? When you're in circular motion, doing the same thing every day, you end up essentially in the same place, no matter how much time passes. All it takes, though, is the smallest change to instead transform that circular motion into a spiral, be it up or down. But what if you end up spiraling downwards? Isn't it better to stay the same than risk going backwards? Imagine yourself lost in the middle of the ocean. You don't know which way leads to land. Swimming in any direction can either lead you closer to land or farther into the ocean. Yes, there's a risk, but if you choose to stay and tread water, then you'll certainly get nowhere, and all your chances of finding land will be gone. The drawings that you've been seeing me draw throughout this video are my contributions to the Inktober challenge. For those of you who don't know, Inktober is a challenge that happens during the month of October, where a prompt list comes out which has 31 words on it, and you're supposed to draw a little ink drawing that corresponds to the prompt for the day, and then post it, and then by October you just post your drawings every day. Truthfully, Inktober, at the end of the day, it's just, you can draw with ink, you can draw with watercolor, you can do whatever you want, you can do all the prompts, you can do no prompt, you can do some prompts, you can do whatever you want. It's basically make your own rules. How are we supposed to get the ice cream that's all the way back there? What the heck? The face with gold cracks that you saw me draw previously was actually my Inktober drawing for the prompt Golden. I took a little beach break, and as I was gazing at the water, I noticed just how sparkly it is, and I remembered that one of the words on the Inktober list, number 28 to be exact, was sparkle, and I'm like, the ocean is sparkling. Why don't I just draw that for my Inktober drawing for number 28, right? So I'm doing these out of order, honestly, because I'm just doing whenever inspiration hits me, I just like, oh, that word works. Now I have an idea for what to draw for that word. So that's how I roll. For this particular drawing, I actually combined 2 of the prompts into one art piece. So this one is for the prompts angel and devil. And the idea for this piece was to portray the unity between our angel and devil sides and how you can't have one without the other, so you need both. And I really wasn't entirely sure how I wanted to go about showing this concept, so this drawing lied around for a day or two until I'm like, okay, Adar, let's get this together and let's just do it. One of the well-known symbols that shows, I guess, the unity of 2 different natures is yin and yang, the yin and yang symbol, and I wanted to hint at it in this drawing behind the 2 figures. So if you look closely, the way they're leaning against each other, and the way I draw in the cross-hatching in the background sort of hints at just the way the 2 parts of the yin and yang symbol flow together into one circle, which portrays the unity between 2 opposite forces. I spent a week without social media to answer the question of how will no social media affect your creativity? You start to look within yourself for inspiration instead of relying on outside influences. And even though a life without social media might not be as sustainable in these modern times, this lesson will definitely last you for a long time. I wish you the best of luck on your journey and hope you succeed in discovering yourself through this challenge just as I did.